instantly went through and won the next game as well to put themselves in Place Belle on the main stage one way or another.
Timer, Benja, he's tucked on one side, Alamau on the other. Huge fight for Benja to win. Alamau's above the hatch, waiting and watching. Doesn't quite get the kill. The swing goes away from him. There it is. One more. No! FaZe! Cyber goes down in and amongst the smoke. There's some support. Viking has dropped in logistics, rotating his way around the back of Blur, but Blur is off the board. Alamau tucked on a corner. There's someone coming behind him. Viking is going seconds. It's all been revealed on the camera. Cannot go for the pickup, and we are back level.
That's all we need. We need to fucking read them.
Takes down one.
Benja threaded the needle there with the info that was coming from the pulse. There's a drive down in the middle. Cyber's able to get two with Astro one on the back end, and they've just strong-armed the site. FaZe decided to take it, so they did. A bit more structural support, but the crouched walk in, do they know? I don't think they have the awareness, and with the swing going to come onto Jim, the pre-fire gets the connection, Cyber gets one, Bullet gets bit back, little up the stairs, and there's a response from Benja. Way out of this, and well, he's going to maybe opt for the top. It's the pull of the pin, the revealer, the player, a great take from Benja. He's going back for the next as a bite happens on the site itself. There's not many places he could go. And he's leaning into one more fight, doesn't get the lockdown though. And he's almost defined this round. Virtue is all that's left.
He needs to run all the way around as well. This is going to be very problematic. He needs to just go for a plant attempt, but there's no time for that. It is going to be G2 to win it out. And Benja
exploded. The smoke canisters stop the break, the breach on the wall itself. They're trying to swing through. I don't know if they were trying to stop it, but it's Alamau to take the head off of Astro. That's not a rotatable breach. I'm assuming they impacted the Selmas on the wall. They're trying to stick the plant on the back end of Armory. Viking, he's going to see if he can heads down this, but they just pull him back in. And I think he's going to maybe find out. No, they don't know about the man in the corner. It's a no! It's a triple! Absolutely massive, and FaZe have been ripped apart. A 2 versus 2, they at least, where the one missing thread is, tucked by the Kiba barricade, and it's dabbling and wasting time here, and Virtue's been unable to cement the kill. Now he's got to try and fight his way through the two remaining players. There's the one close to his left he doesn't see, and FaZe somehow pull that one over the edge. Towards blue, the drop is instantly into Moto. The swing round, Alamau finds the first and finds the second on the back of it with Virtue. They're getting one back, but FaZe get a couple of bodies. In the meantime, Doki and Alamau with barely any time. They lose one more engagement. It's the swing round on the back end. They can't quite find the players, and FaZe hold on. There's hunting underneath. They're going to see if they can try and maybe get the planner. There's rotation from FaZe on the back end. There's a fight he just misses out on, and the C4 pops in from Bullet. Suddenly, FaZe have a man advantage, and Benja lost in the smoke. Can't see the end of the fight with Doki. Semblance of control on the side. The rotate into the shotgun on the back end, and there's one more for FaZe.
holding on very strong there.
That's just all they have now.
Oh, the Kiba barricade just comes in time to stop the lag, and as is pointed out, they're out, so they've just got to try and drive the site. Cyber popped behind the AK, he's able to get one on the end. They're a bit isolated with Blur over the shoulder of the cover. Souls pops up, Alamo pops down, and there's Astro with the fight. It's just Blur left standing with 3 players to try and cut through. Nothing else in the canisters. It is 6-4. Matt Wall, the one in the middle of Gyms. They can buy themselves a second, and Benja bounces it round onto Vida. They're droning, they're pulling, and there is G2 fighting.
Good, really good call, Byron.
Souls going quite aggressive against Doki right here, but not able to connect.
The pressure on towards Stock on the back end, just catches one, can't catch the next. Astro, a very important trade back as the blinds come on the back end. Deeper and deeper around on the corner. There's a pre-fire and a swing, but 15 seconds and one more falling. Cyber has the corridor unlocked, the pre-fire onto Virtue, can't quite get the end, and they pop right back round, and we have a clubhouse that is covered in FaZe flags.
For a second there, it looked like
So
G2
sort
might
of gives
have
them
been able
a bit of a game that they can lean into. And then Mirror and Valk, pretty standard. And the Ying, I mean, I pointed it sort of out before.
to study, hoping to go for a bit of a fight and a rotator round. Spots the first player, takes him down cleanly. No worries, the line off the board as well. Alamo now focusing purely on Colin. As Cyber takes down Doki as well. Not a good start for G2.
It would really be FaZe just throwing, and they don't really seem like they're in the mood.
A quick 2-0 against G2, because coming through from G2 that it is time to go. There's the jump up from Cyber. Takes no!
is just a tragedy. One more for Cyber, and what a... Especially with the keeper barricade that has been placed in a little bit more time. Doki is dropped. Bullet had the bait to be inside. You can see there's still pressure over the top of the stairs, and the frost mat right underneath it just swings in and gets torn up by the holds, the swings. A double kill was the start. Astro back and forth, and well, it's Doki that at least wins it out. Blur almost gets picked up immediately up. And now at this, they just need to either find the diffuser on the site or the final kill. Gets knocked right back out, Virtue. He's inside the site, at least get some revenge, but with Vidiking getting one on the back end, there's another huge take from Virtue. Driving across, he's able to find his third! And the Aussie goes huge!
It is, and you know, he also didn't place it up, so there was always one that survived as Benja gets the first. He's going aggressive as Cyber responds. Alamau and Benja both pushing through. A player with the staircase gets knocked out.
Jiggle onto the door, but the swing from wide, and then there is one more as well for the trouble. I was going to say they survived. The grenade just slipped on before the barricade could pop up. But long time, they do it under the cover of the audio, and there's a fight for Benja. Gets the second!
He's forced to fall back. He's no longer able to provide support to the rest of his teammates as Benja gets shut down right after he makes the kill happen.
Flooded from just too many sides, and now the pre-fight through the wall. They had the ping from the E1D and FaZe.
Back a little bit, but also aware of the fact that the push comes down from the main door. And only up to Souls now. Could this be flawless? No, it's not. Just too late. That plan to happen. Virtue is rotating through, but gets taken down. I believe that is from the balcony. The plant is going down. 45 seconds on the clock. And it is FaZe that bring it to 5-5.
Sort of back-to-back a little bit, and there's the swing round, there's the Nook caught out, Benja. 28 seconds, it's the 4 versus 3. They pulled this back last time, now it's even worse. Vidiking locked on the door, and Benjamin here on the pantry stairs in the lead-in. He's swung into Alamau against Vidiking in the meantime to keep offering little glimpses of engagements. There's one more for Blur to take us into overtime. Damage from the Capcan, the end from the Oryx, and map 2 is G.
Happened like 3 rounds or something where I mean,
okay.
FaZe instead are gonna do it.
Up in towards it, and without the route through, there's one take though. There's somebody close to the left. There's a second handed to them. Blur. Seconds. They got to see if they can try and get those ducks in the line, march them in the site, and get the kit down. Cover from Doki. Left cover. And a lot of the range. They're trying to find the tail end. The Claymore almost put him into the fight, but Alamau.
It is going to be another response. It's only up to Benja, and he doesn't even get anywhere. It's a flawless round from FaZe. Being worse for it.
I mean, that's twice. Oh, I was going to say 3 times in a row. The next engagement, but you know, they're sort of struggling to get their feet into the building. The Capcan pops off, just sees the shoulder, but cannot get the connection, and Souls finally puts it over down. They want to drive the kit forward in a line. Blur, he can't quite get it through. There's only a pocket full of seconds. They've got to keep pushing, and there it is!
Going to be tossed right over. Doki dies. That grenade is also going to be finding an injury, and it's going to be a double kill on either side.
Yeah, that's it. It's suddenly the trade out. They get the lock-in.
Crouch beat comes through, but no connection upon him. Actually takes a lot of damage, finds the kill. That's Years trying to go for a bit of a bait as Blur takes damage. Vidiking comes out on top.
He's crept his ones. It's very tricky to pull. They're swinging either side of the doors. It's Benja to lock it out. The Monty, they've been able to get themselves still buried further, but round the back, Cyber, he pushes it a bit too far, and Astro takes care of the Monty. There's Virtue and Blur somewhere else. He's got to cross the divide, take the first fight with the Ossa. Cannot find it. End of it. He's got himself 20 seconds and isolated in the next. Not for very long. Gets the first. They're able to find the second and the third. And there's Doki acting to at least stop the bin from FaZe. Doki gets one on his right. They're all behind him though. And the perfect was G2. They'd slipped on by. The breach had come against it. Trades come out, generally in the favor of G2, but the time is against Virtue. The hop through, and they're going to see if they can bully. But Vidiking is still doing the damage. The Monty, he's pushed in a corner. They're trying to get the shots on the side. There it is. Finally, and the take on the opposite end, but he's got to reload, and the whip is coming round, and FaZe to get some control. But as more damage comes across, there's another rotate. That's just punished here. G2, they're sort of running around underneath. Well, that's dangerous. Blur is gone to his left. If he can isolate a 1 versus 1, this could be big. There's the first, and there it is. Popped around on the door, the pre-catch. There's the play, there's the fight, and Donkey just gets the wing! Him peppering shots, pre-firing, Benja with one. There's Alam out for two! Bullet is all that is left for FaZe's hope of staying in SI 2023. But it is a goodbye from G2!